Hello friends and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to tell you about a movie from 2001 called The Bubble Boy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like it. Enjoy watching it. A boy named Jimmy Livingston was born with no immunity. Even a small germ can kill him, so he must always be in isolation. He can't touch anything without risking infection, so he has to live his whole life inside a plastic bubble-like sphere. To save the poor kid's life, doctors placed him in a plastic bubble capable of disinfecting anything. When the boy turned 4 years old, his nervous mother took Jimmy home. To put it mildly, he has a huge bubble in his room, too, so he can walk around inside it. The bubble has a pair of rubber hands that his parents can touch him with. All of his toys are disinfected so there are no tiny germs, and are kept inside the bubble that Jimmy lives in. Miss Livingston does not want him to leave the bubble. He is only allowed to watch one television channel and read one magazine, because Ms. Livingston says it is the only magazine and television channel in the world. She also uses rubber hands to trim and hug her son. Ms. Livingston is an extreme nationalist, so she only teaches Jimmy what she thinks is right and imposes her ideas on him. Since Jimmy doesn't know what is best, he agrees with it all. Everyone in town knows about this unique bubble boy. Neighborhood kids wrap themselves in plastic wrap and laugh at Jimmy outside his house. And Miss Livingston often chases them away. The only food Jimmy eats is homemade soy-safe cookies. When Jimmy turned 16, he tells me he grew up like any other kid and was happy when he got an electric guitar instead of a car. One day when he went to the window he saw a girl his own age named Chloe moving into his neighborhood. But there was nothing he could do about it. Trying to intimidate Jimmy, his mother tells a story about a boy who died because he came out of his bubble and touched a hooker from next door. He tells her that something is happening to him, but he doesn't know what. One morning he wakes up with an erection and, startled, hits himself in the groin with a bat. He begins to cry and calls for his mother. Miss Livingston enters and makes him repeat the Pledge of Allegiance until he calms down. Chloe has friends who make fun of Jimmy, calling him a bubble boy, but she defends him. One day she knocks on the Livingston's door and Mr. Livingston lets her in. Once inside, she sees a system of plastic pipes throughout the house, and following the pipe comes to Jimmy's room. Jimmy is surprised and nervous because his mother is the only woman he has ever talked to in the house. Chloe begins to talk to him and tells him that she likes his guitar. Jimmy offers to teach her how to play it, but she replies that she can't right now and offers to see him the next day. It is from that day that the two of them hang out every day. Miss Livingston does not like their friendship, but there is nothing she can do about it. Chloe gives him a guinea pig inside his birthday balloon and even brings the kids to his room for Halloween. One night on his birthday, a drunken Chloe sneaks into Jimmy's room through the window and tries to get inside the bubble and falls asleep in the disinfectant compartment. The next day, coming to visit Jimmy, Chloe confesses to him that she is getting married. The groom turns out to be tough guy Mark, against whom Jimmy didn't stand a chance at all. Their wedding is this weekend in Niagara Homes, and she's here to tell Jimmy that. He's disappointed, but doesn't show it. She also brings him a gift, but Jimmy gives her back the guinea pig and asks her to leave, and Chloe leaves with tears in her eyes. Later, Jimmy opens the gift and sees a snow globe in it that says "I love you" and decides to drive to Niagara Falls to prevent the wedding. He works hard to make his portable balloon and succeeds and happily runs away from home. On reaching the bus station, he doesn't have enough money for a ticket. Frustrated, he crosses the road and gets hit by a bus, but the balloon saves him and the bus guys offer to take him to Niagara Falls. Jimmy happily accepts the offer, but he discovers that the men are part of a religious cult, saying that this cult, they angrily throw him off the bus. When the cultist group reaches their destination, their leader declares the man inside the balloon to be a savior sent by God, and the group realizes that Jimmy, whom they threw away, was their savior and sets out to find him. Meanwhile, Jimmy meets a biker named Slim. Jim tells him about his love and his wedding. In turn, he tells him about his old girlfriend whom he still loves named Wildfire. He then offers Jimmy a ride and they both go to Niagara Falls. Seeing that Jimmy is missing, Miss Livingston becomes enraged and she and her husband set out to find Jimmy. On the way, the biker brings Jimmy to the casino and then takes him to the club, but Jimmy only has 2 days before his wedding, so he leaves the club, steals the scooter, and drives off on it. After driving around a bit, he has an accident crashing into his parents' car. He falls, but the bubble throws him into the car of the train that is coming. Now he is stuck on the train with the talent from the freak show. They tell him about their boss, Dr. Freak, who is holding them captive and using them in his show. Jimmy meets Dr. Freak, who turns out to be a gnome. By chance he knocks out the gnome and frees the other freaks and continues on his way to Niagara Falls. Lacking transportation, he goes to a cafe nearby to ask someone to give him a ride there. At the restaurant, a group of cops taunts a man named Push Pop and asks them not to touch him. Laughing, they approach him and ask what he's wearing. Jimmy tells them that he has no immunity. They assume that Jimmy has a contagious disease and run away from there, setting fire to the restaurant. The Push Pop then offers Jimmy a ride to Niagara Falls. Jimmy's parents make it to the train and find a freak doctor who tells them that Jimmy is going to Niagara Falls. Enraged, she calls Chloe and yells at her for making Jimmy run away from home. While they are talking to Dr. Freak, other freaks steal their car. Push Pop and Jimmy hit a cow in the middle of the road. The Push Pop is upset because in his religion cows are a symbol of God, but after Jimmy jokes about his religion, the Push Pop says he won't drive him any further and dumps him. After that, he somehow makes it to New York and asks an old man named Pippi for a ride, to which he agrees. The next morning, the man is still driving and suddenly Jimmy realizes that Pap is dead and the car crashes into a billboard. Jimmy goes into the grocery store and calls Chloe, but Mark picks up the phone and tells Jimmy to leave them alone since the wedding starts in an hour. Hopeless, he calls his mother and asks her to come and get him. Both of his parents drive up to him and put him in the car. While Miss Livingston has gone to the bathroom, his father asks Jimmy if he enjoyed being outside for the first time and lets him run off to stop the wedding. Miss Livingston sees this and rushes after him in the car. At the same time, a group of sectarians find Jimmy and follow him too. Slim and his bikers come to Jimmy's rescue, and at this time Slim meets eyes with Miss Livingston, who turns out to be his old love. They all drive down the runway where the plane takes off and Jimmy climbs aboard, and with the old man they fly to Niagara Falls, but the plane crashes and Jimmy falls into a waterfall. Luckily, his bubble keeps him from drowning. Somehow he manages to get out of the water and rushes to Chloe and Mark's wedding. The ceremony has already begun in the chapel. Jimmy runs into the church and declares his love for her. Realizing that this is his last chance to convince Chloe, he puts his life in danger and bursts his bubble to kiss her. Immediately afterwards, however, he loses consciousness as Chloe tries to revive him. Mr. and Mrs. Livingston arrive there as well. Mrs. Livingston mourns her son's death, and at this time Mr. Livingston asks her to tell everyone the truth, and reluctantly she reports that Jimmy has no illness. It turns out that she has been lying to him all along to keep him out of the evil world all these years. Jimmy is shocked, but forgives his mother when she claims she did it to protect him. He hugs Chloe and everyone claps their hands. A few months later, Chloe and Jimmy get married and invite everyone they meet on their trip to the wedding. Mr. and Mrs. Livingston and Slim now live as a threesome. Jimmy and Chloe are happy and leave by car to spend their honeymoon. This is where the movie ends. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and like it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.